Toy Story 5 is the newest Pixar movie, marking it as the 31st and also, of course, the 5th in the Toy Story franchise. And I will tell you today if they should have stopped at 4 or even at 3, or should they continue with these movies as long as these actors are still alive. So, here is my review of the movie. Also, let me know if you have watched Toy Story 5 and what did you think of it. After years of playing with her toys, Bonnie now gets a lily pad, and suddenly these toys are no longer relevant to her. Buzz, Woody, Jessie, and the rest of the gang now have to do their job even harder to compete with the electronics and get Bonnie some true friends. That's all I will say about the movie without giving too many spoilers. Now, this movie takes place 3 years after Toy Story 4 and 14 years after the original. But Bonnie is 8 now, and the big change for this movie is that Jesse is the main character. No more Woody. He is in the movie though, but he and Jesse just swapped roles, which I love because you can make new stories with her as the main character. Jessie is separated from the other toys though for most of the movie, but she does meet some new toys or electronic toys from a new kid named Blaze. She is a different kid that lives in a house where Jessie started or where she had her first child that played with her. And these electronic toys were Blaze's toys from when she was a little baby growing up. And one of these electronic toys is actually voiced by Conan O'Brien, which is funny because there is a scene where his character gets hair, and I thought to myself, that looks like Conan O'Brien's hair. And then when the credits rolled and I just looked it up online, I saw that he was also voiced by Conan. But Jesse has to use these electronic toys to fight and compete with them and basically make them all join together. We also learn more about Jessie and her backstory or what happened to her first kid, and we see how good she takes care of Bonnie. And she is still voiced by Joan Cusack, by the way, the original voice actress for her when she appeared in Toy Story 2. But yes, Woody is also back, and at the end of Toy Story 4, we saw that Woody stayed with Bo Peep to help other lost toys because Barney wasn't really playing with Woody. And the rest of the gang is still at Barney's place, so they are separated, but Woody does join them again this movie. He is balding, so I guess toys also get old. Buzz is also still here. He is my favorite character out of the franchise. He also still gets stuff to do, but there is like a dozen of other Buzzes in this movie who also help the team. It's new Buzz Lightyear toys that got lost because their container ship like stranded on an island, and all these Buzzes just are free roaming the world right now, but they also come together in this story somehow. And more stuff gets done by those Buzzes than our Buzz Lightyear that's from Bonnie. And it's funny that it comes back in every Toy Story movie that there is a Buzz Lightyear that is either malfunctioning or doesn't know that he is a toy, and now there's a lot of these Buzz Lightyear toys that don't know that they're toys. So, and in this movie we get three storylines that are very different, and you can really feel that they are working towards each other. So there's three groups of toys and it's all coming together. The other members of the toys like Mr. Potato Head and Rex don't do anything really in this movie, even less than in Toy Story 4. They just get put in a box in the garage, just like Forky. He was the new character in Toy Story 4, but also just gets pushed to the side. He does have some funny lines, but no real purpose. But what do you expect when they have almost the same amount of characters in a Toy Story movie as they had in like Endgame or just the Marvel Cinematic Universe overall, just to compare franchises? And even the aliens, everybody knows these aliens from Toy Story, but they don't do anything. You see them in the background, but they don't even get a line. Not that I remember. So just some waste of characters and iconicness. And I know everything that I just said sounds very negative, but the story and the new characters do make up for this, and they are also very funny. Now, this brings me to the lily pad, which is a good addition, in my opinion, because this, of course, happens in real life too. Kids getting iPads and only playing with those instead of toys, and they're taking the iPads everywhere they go, if it's in the car or in a park, anywhere. The lily pad is voiced by Greta Lee. They show how there is both good and bad stuff about the iPads and what it does to children. So not that it's like a story of, oh, you should only play with toys and iPads are bad. No, the toys actually find a way to all join together and, help Bonnie get real friends instead of online friends. So I hope kids at least learn something from watching the movie when they watch it on their iPad. There are parts in this movie that have a different animation style, and it's like watercolor based or style. And they do this to show how Bonnie or even Blaze is playing with the toys in their imagination. This also gives us the scene where Conan O'Brien gets his hair, but also where Bullseye talks. He is then voiced by Alan Cummings, who you may also know as Nightcrawler from the X-Men movies. What I also like about Toy Story is how the toys have to hide from humans and how creatively they can do it. And there are some good creative hiding spots in this movie again. And also, it's very funny to see how the toys travel from one location to the other because they also have to do some creative stuff about that, every movie to keep it fresh. And that's the same with the animation style that I said earlier. The watercolor style is just very nice to look at and also just shows you how creative they still are with these Toy Story movies and not just like, oh, we have to make another one so we get money so we can make an actual new Pixar movie. Woody is still voiced by Tom Hanks, of course, and Buzz is also still voiced by Tim Allen. So I guess as long as these guys are still alive, we will keep getting new movies. Now, Toy Story was a big part of my childhood as well. I mean, I played the video game of Toy Story 2, I think. Not that I played much because my brain didn't really function good yet and I was just running around without knowing what to do. But I also had some Lego and toys of these characters. So I feel like I am fit to say whether or not they should make more movies or if they should stop right here. Because in the third movie, they ended the story amazingly. Andy gave the toys to Bonnie and he left for college. And even in the fourth one, like I mentioned earlier, we see the gang go their separate ways. So why keep making more if you end the franchise perfectly once and then alright again? If it goes down, then it means that you're not supposed to keep making the movies. But in this movie, it doesn't feel like they wanted to end the franchise when you see the ending. It's like, oh, there could still be another movie after this. It didn't feel like they wanted to stop here. You felt that more when it was in Toy Story 3 or 4 that they wanted to stop, but not in this one. So I think there's a good chance that in a couple years, maybe 8 years, we will see Toy Story 6. And I will keep watching these movies, and I hope you do too. But Toy Story 5 also still has the very emotional scenes and is still a good movie. I love that they changed up who the main character is and also how Bonnie is more part of the story and plot than in Toy Story 4. But I think it's good that the rotation is there for the toys, that there are new toys taking the lead. So I mean, that doesn't mean that Toy Story 6 is going to need to be based around Ham, but just to give another toy more of a spotlight and to tell a story with that toy, I think you can make endless movies of this. If I had to rank the Toy Story movies, then I would say that Toy Story 4 is at the bottom, but I still also like that one, so it doesn't mean anything. Just the least out of them all. Then I would say 5, then 2, then maybe 3, because 3 has a better villain than the second movie. But I would put 3 and 1 as the winner because I can't pick which one is better. But I think for now I'm going with 1 as my favorite because it's also the original and not the most iconic because Lotso is also iconic, but you know what I mean. I think they can always change depending on the day. There isn't a single bad Toy Story movie though, and I think the franchise will only stop when we get a bad Toy Story movie, which hasn't happened yet, so that's why. But just give Buzz a bigger role in Toy Story 6. That would mean the world to me. Also, bring back the characters like Rex and Mr. Potato Head and the Slinky Dog. All those characters need to have more lines or bigger roles in the next movie, and then I will be even more happy. And I know Buzz has his own movie, but that movie sucks. It's the worst Pixar movie, so we don't talk about it. But 1, 2, 3 was its own story with Andy, and now 4 to hopefully 6 will be with Bonnie. So I think they really should make a sixth movie. We did already get a Pixar movie this year, which was Hoppers. Now, unfortunately, I did not watch this in theaters, but I have seen it in the meantime. But the reason that I didn't watch it in theaters because it was only showing the dubbed version, so in Dutch and not in English, which makes me not want to check it out. But that movie was very good, and the animation was also great, and the humor as well had a lot of surprises. But the reason that Pixar makes these sequel stories to these franchises, also with next year we get Incredibles, is so they know that people are going to watch these movies and they can make money from these and then make new movies or original stories with the money that they got from Toy Story 5. I was going to say 6. We also got announced what the next Pixar movie will be. It's called Gato. It's about a cat which stars Mark Ruffalo and Lawrence Fishburne. But that will release in 2027. The art so far looks amazing too, and it reminds me of the movie Flow. Should I do a ranking of every Pixar movie? Please let me know, because I do think that I have some hot takes considering the movies and which one I like better than others. Now, I gave the movie 4 stars. Like I said, it's better than Toy Story 4, and I still believe that they can still keep telling these stories, and I hope they do. It's once again an original idea for Toy Story, and I think that the fans or even casual fans really need to watch this movie. It also goes to the 7th spot for movies I watched in theaters this year. Go watch my other reviews if you want to know about these movies, and also if I don't review a movie that's in this list, then follow me on Letterboxd to keep up to date with what I think about these movies. But you should just do that anyway. Also, subscribe if I do review it. You will be the first to be able to watch it. Let me know in the comments if they should make a Toy Story 6 and what it should be about, even, and what you thought of Toy Story 5. I would love to hear what you thought of it. So until next time.
So this is it? After all we've been through.